Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hello friends, today we are going to start with abstract data types. Now what do you mean by abstract data types? Abstract data type is a type or class of object whose behavior is defined by the set of values and set of operations. What set of values we are going to give and what set of operation we need to perform is going to decide the abstract data types behavior. Let's take example of classes we are using for integers, float, right? We have been using them. How do we know what kind of implementation they do have? No, we don't have any idea of how they are implemented. We just know how they are going to be used and what parameters needs to be passed to them. This is called as abstraction. So abstraction is what? Basically hiding the internal structure of the implementation of the variables data types and just providing the information which is important to the user. So abstraction is providing the important one and hiding the internal implementation. So abstraction is very useful. Abstract data type is what? Abstract data type is called abstract because it is implementation independent view. We don't know the implementations of the logic. We just know how we are going to provide the values and how going to perform the set of operations. Now just take the example of integer float. As I said mentioned earlier before, we know integer is what? A number without decimal point. Float is what? A number with decimal point. Now how these parameters are to be passed, I know that one. How this internally is implemented, I do not know this one. So abstract data type is example of that one only. We just know the procedure, how to pass the parameter, how to use it, but we are hiding the implementation details. Abstract data type is that. Data structure is what? Abstract data type. We are not going to provide the implementation details to the user. We are just going to provide the operations which can be performed by the user. The implementation data are hide. So in other words, what I can say, abstract data types are kind of a black box where we store the internal structure. We just provide the details which are useful and needful for the user without giving the internal details of the implementation. Now we are going to learn what are the three important parts of abstract data types. Three important parts of abstract data types are: first one, data, next, operation, and third one is error. Data defines the structure of data types which we are going to use in the abstract data type. Which kind of data we are going to use so that the abstract data type can be implemented. Next, operation. Operation describes a valid set of operations which a user can perform. Basically, user can perform the set of operations on data structure through its interfaces. In other words, I'm going to say that operations defines the interface implementation. And the last one, error. Errors are inevitable. They are going to be part of your program. No programmer can say that I have not done any error. No. Yeah, they are going to be part of your programs. So how you are going to deal with that? How you are going to solve that? The solution which you are going to provide to the programmer, to the user, is handled in the case of errors. So error defines how you are going to deal with the errors which come up during the implementations of interfaces through the abstract data type. Advantages of abstract data type. The first one and the most important, abstract data type is reusable. As I mentioned before only, reusability is what? You are reusing the code again and again. You have to write only once. So abstract data type is reusable. Next important advantage of abstract data type is ensuring that reusability. As I mentioned before, reusability is writing once and reusing again and again. So as I mentioned, reusability reduces your coding effort. You need to just write down once only the abstract data type. Abstract data type, next important advantage is based on the principle of object-oriented programming and software engineering. So all the advantages of object-oriented programming and software engineering principles are to be in the abstract data types. The fourth and the most important advantage of abstract data type is every abstract data type specifies some error conditions. Errors are inevitable parts of program. So how we are going to deal with the error is mentioned in the abstract data types. So abstract data type consists of all the things which are necessary for the user. It consists of your data, type of structure you are going to use, operation, which are the valid one operations the user can perform, and the last is error. Error solving method, what kind of conditions arises and how going to deal with the errors is also given in the ADT. So as I mentioned, ADT are very useful. Thank you for watching.